And where we left off was talking about what I consider to be like one of the most off-putting, I can say, shocking, but not surprising, and like just distasteful parts of the documentary. And that was the prosecuting attorney, the DA, Pam Bozinich, who was the prosecuting attorney on the Menendez Brothers' first trial, the first trial that ended in a mistrial. And I was talking about how like she just really threw me for a loop. You know, they interviewed her in this documentary, and we saw clips of her from the past, but we also saw her speaking in the present. And just some of the things that she said were just so out of pocket and just so like, you know, really just raised the red flag for me. And last week we played a couple clips, and I just want to go through those clips real quick again because they just really like threw me off very quickly. So here was the first clip that we played last week.
If I told you what I really thought of Leslie Abramson, I would be sued. Because she, I think, has lost all her money. And I'm not giving up my house.
We talked about this last week, but what? This is the prosecuting attorney who worked for the DA's office, the Los Angeles District Attorney's office. This is how she's talking about the other attorney, the attorney who represented one of the Menendez brothers. This is how she was talking about them. This is her describing how she felt seeing the Menendez brothers in person during the trial.
I had no reaction to the Menendez brothers. There was no visceral reaction. I didn't feel like I was in the presence of pure evil. They were like potted plants to me. They were like poisonous potted plants, but there was nothing about them that I found fascinating. They were just these dumb jock killers.
The dehumanization of it all, right? That's really dangerous territory to be in when you have the power that a Los Angeles District Attorney's office has. That's really dangerous territory to be in, dehumanizing the people that you are prosecuting. Because regardless of what someone has done, they are still a human. They're still a human. And as we learned from this documentary, and we knew from, you know, the story of the boys, there were a lot of reasons and circumstances that led up to this. This wasn't something that happened in a vacuum. After I go through some more of these clips, we're going to talk a little bit about this because this is problematic as hell. This is one of the issues that we have with the justice system. That we have people who are in powerful positions in the justice system who have power over people's lives with this type of mentality. What do you mean they were potted plants? You saw them as nothing more than potted plants? That is dehumanization 101, honey. And that is how some of these attorneys, these prosecutors can sit there and, you know, prosecute people in some of the shadiest ways and, you know, do some of the shadiest things just to get that W, because they don't see that other person as a person. They see them as a, quote, potted plant, a poisonous one, but still just a potted plant. And calling them dumb jocks. As I said last episode, you're entitled to your opinion, but I suggest that you keep your opinion to yourself when you have that type of power and you have that type of responsibility to uphold. People who have that type of responsibility really need to be very careful with their words, especially their words in public, honey. You said this unsolicited on tape. In public. This next clip, this next clip is her describing how she felt after the Menendez brothers lost their second trial. Because remember, her trial ended in a mistrial. This is how she felt. This is her describing this.
When the verdict came back, I fell apart. I was happy they were convicted, but I fell apart because they got convicted and I didn't do it.
Did you hear that? She said when the conviction came through, she fell apart. And you're thinking, this lady's about to talk about how, how it was just so much turmoil and so tough for her to see these young brothers have to. No. She was sad. She fell apart because she wasn't the one that got the conviction. Are you fucking kidding me? Where is the empathy and the compassion? You can still prosecute somebody and have empathy and compassion for them. I wasn't sad about them getting locked. I was sad that I'm not the one who did it. So much so that I fell apart. Can you imagine her back in 1990, whatever, crying, bawling her eyes out because she's not the one that got the conviction? Sending two boys who described harrowing tales of being sexually and physically and mentally, verbally, emotionally abused by their father, their parents, really? But the sexual abuse by their father? And that is what caused them to act in the way that they did. And your takeaway is, damn, I wish I was the one that convicted them. Woo, child. This is the justice, in quotations, justice system. These are the people, these are the actual human beings who have the power and are running things. And this is their mentality. When I heard her say that, it brought chills to me. You mean to tell me someone gave this woman power over people's lives? Whew. And this is what she had to say about the resurgence and interest in this case, especially from young people on TikTok who have been calling out some of the issues with this case. This is what she had to say about that.